harmony, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And if you feel you know the words, please join us. I just want to praise you. Lift my hands and say, I love you. You are everything to me. And I exalt your holy name on high. I just want to praise you. Lift my hands and say, I love you. You are everything to me. And I exalt your holy name on high. I just want to praise you. Lift my hands and say, I love you. You are everything to me. And I exalt your holy name. I exalt your holy name. I exalt your holy name on I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear. May it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. Well, we're Cross Harmony, and we each have our own name also. And CD too. A blast from the past. Well, the reason it's a blast from the past is that it's been 23 years since we've sung together. And we just recently were reunited, and thanks to the vision of Samantha, we had an opportunity to come together and to sing together. So our individual names are, all the way on your left is Roni. The next blue girl is Heather. I'm Tim, and this is John. And we started out as we were a music ministry for a prayer group, and we did praise and worship, and we did Sunday liturgies and weddings. And so what we just did was where we started with our roots, and we're going to end with with our CD. John wrote the songs from the CD, and we'd just like to give you an idea of how that goes. So John's going to introduce the next one.
Well, this is the first song we ever did record, and I remember when I wrote the song, it came vomiting out of my mouth. I wish it was that easy. But I was thinking about one of my very favorite readings from the Old Testament. It's Jeremiah chapter 29, starting at verse 11, and this always blew me away, this particular verse. And it's funny because now that I'm older, I always thought of this as a young person's reading. But now I'm hearing this anew as a person in his 50s. So just throwing that out there. Whatever. For I know well the plans I have in mind for you, says the Lord. Plans for your welfare, not for woe. Plans to give you a future full of hope. When you call me, when you go to pray to me, you will find me. Yes, when you seek me with all your heart, you will find me with you, says the Lord, and I will change your lot. Amen.
And I'm learning patience and endurance while harmony. Heather, Tim, and John. You guys are awesome, man.